So, me and Fotis have attempted the Production Endurance Challenge, which is a 2-hour race around Summit Point this week, as the week of recording. And, well, you're going to see how it went. It was an interesting race. Didn't go exactly as planned. And, yeah, we started very well, fell off towards the end. So, yeah, this is the end of our qualifying run. So, Fotis now is going to start the second qualifying lap. The race was okay. Fotis did the first stint, I did the second stint, and Fotis is very quick. He's very good. He's a professional sim racer, and I'm not so good. About 7 to 9 tenths off him on average. Now we're approaching the final corner, in which Fotis makes a little mistake, and that costs our quali run. And I'll just let you see what happens now. Second lap bottled. God damn it. Well,
you've got some damage. Let's get that fixed.
Well, we're third at the moment. That's not bad. It's not bad at all. So, with qualifying over, we ended up being P4. One person got in front of us when they improved. So Fotis was able to set an exceptionally quick first lap. We're now getting ready for the race, so all the cars grading up for their formation lap. As you can see, we're hoping for a good result and just keep it clean into turn 1. But I will let you see what happens in the first few corners and on the first lap. And now we're here approaching the final corner with some non-copyright music to get Fotis hyped up. And all the cars are about to get ready. The safety car's about to go away, and you're about to see the start to our 2-hour race. The leader does go a bit early, and you'll see it here. I'll let you watch. I'll give you signs at the start.
Green flag, green flag.
That's it. Clean start for us. We started on the outside, which meant we got better traction, being able to hang it around the outside and get the grip. And P4 did not have such a good, so we managed to get up into third now, which is good for us. We can try and hold this position and hopefully do well. But we're now 15 minutes into this race, and P4's right behind us, right on the back of the car. And he's going to try and look for a move down the main straight. But it's what happens at the start or the middle of Sector 2 is what's really interesting here. And I'll let you see this overtake, or attempt to overtake, and the aftermath of the corners up ahead with all this traffic in front. Oh. Whoa, caution front, go right, go right, go right. Okay. Yeah, stay outside, stay outside. Car right. Yeah, you're boxed in, stay behind, stay behind, stay behind. You're all cars, all sides. Go inside. Whoa, bloody hell. You're now P2. So what's just happened there is the leader got caught up in contact between the MX-5s and all the other cars in front. And P2 had to pit with severe damage. We overtook him on the back straight, you will have seen that. But just that carnage from just two cars hitting each other in that tight section just caused absolute chaos for lots of people. But it worked for us because we managed to find a gap through and gain a position. At this point, our teammate in SSE, Thomas Varkas, joins the VC, and I'll just let you appreciate his reaction to the curb of the corner coming up. Whoa! Now we're half an hour into Fotis' stint, so stint's halfway done for Fotis. And you're about to witness a rare mistake for Mr. Fotis Kachaios as he comes up into the next corner. The car behind makes a move, because that car behind is the ADR car. Whoa! Oh my god! Right, Fotis, let's refocus. You're all good. It's only 1x. That MX-5 just died. So yeah, a small little mistake. But that MX-5 just got absolutely launched. And that's just because the cars behind tried to avoid. And the MX-5 just went flying. No. So a small little mistake has severe consequences for the rest of the field in this. We're now into the last 10 minutes of the stint. Fotis has been flawless, except for the last incident. But you can start to see his focus slipping as he has a couple of weird mistakes he makes. For example, this one right here. Oh. Be careful. Now he manages to regain control, but it was peculiar because he didn't really do anything wrong. The car just gave out on the old tyres, and he almost had very severe consequences, but he's very lucky to have held it on that grass. And I do something similar later on in the race. Okay, box now. Box at the end of the next lap. Flashlights for confirm. Perfect. Yeah, copy. So now we've probably confused the other teams because we've been flashing our headlights down a straight when there's not really anyone in close proximity. But what he's just doing there is he's just telling me that he's coming in this lap and I've got to get ready for the driver swap. Yeah, so that's what he's telling me there. But he's probably confused this Toyota in front, as they will have just seen flashing lights in their rear mirror, even though the BMW wasn't closer. Can you watch for pit stall? Leader's not pit yet. We're going to try and undercut them. So now we're in the pit lane, and I think this Toyota next to us gets a bit confused on how the pit stops work. It must be their first race, as it was my first. Stops next to us, and then just keeps going. So it doesn't do a driver swap or a pit stop or anything. Now we've just done our driver swap here, and I'm now in the car. And I've just got to run a relatively clean race, and we'll see how that goes. Now, immediately coming up pit lane, what I am completely unaware of is the car behind, which is also BMW, and it didn't quite clock in my mind, or I didn't quite realise that the car behind was for position. Whoa. And he just sends an absolute dive, and this now leads to a long fight where he's already on warm tyres and a bit less fuel load, and I'm on a heavy car on fresh tyres with they're not worn in, they're not up to temperature, and so it's now just going to be fighting for my life for a position I'm not really able to hold. Why is Bro fighting me? So the car behind just missed his braking point, and I've still not realised he's fighting for him. But at the top of the screen, you can see Fotis is telling me that we are fighting him. Yeah, I know, but he's not boxed. He's on an alternate. Or is he boxed already? He has. Okay, so we're racing him. So I have now realised that we are fighting him, and now I start to go very defensive and try and push as fast as I can to try and get a gap and try and keep what would be, at this point, third. Oh my god, this dude. So you can see he starts to get very, very aggressive towards me, you know, he's like pushing me off, trying to take the position. And at this point, I don't really want to fight him. I want to try and survive, not get much damage, but I want to keep the position. And so yeah, I've just sort of at this point, just given up fighting him. Because he's been pushing me off, he's been sending the most outrageous dive bombs into the first corner, and I'm not going to fight him. Now the main problem with endurance racing at Summit Point is the pit exit design, and you'll see one of the main problems just now. Whoa! That was tight. The pit exit just joins onto the main straight, of course, but there's no sort of like alleyway for them to get up to speed. So they just sort of join onto where the BMWs are overtaking back markers, which creates this really tight little gap that you just have to weave through to try and keep the speed up. And luckily I got through this time, but some other cars during the race were not so lucky. Now at this stage of the race, I've done a solid half an hour without incident and just setting good lap times, being consistent. At this point, Fotis, my teammate, he's already disconnected, so it's just me now. And the mistakes start to creep in. Oh no! No, 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 no! Oh no! Fuck. Ah! And now I've got a box for damage, since my steering is entirely destroyed just from a small little mistake, and I was just lost focus, didn't hold my brakes, and just had severe consequences. So now I've got to repair the damage, and that's about a minute worth of damage. Luckily we still had our fast repair, so we used it, but it was just not a good moment, and I started to get quite angry. Which I channeled into performance, and you'll see later on how this race went. Right. Only a couple minutes later, I'm still mad about that spin, but of course I've now channeled all that anger into the racing, and all of a sudden I start to find a lot of time. Something's just clicked, and now I'm just all of a sudden managing to find some performance. And it's allowed me to set an absolutely blistering lap time and actually set the fastest lap for the team, going faster than Fotis's best, which is absolutely wild. Even though I'm now able to match Fotis's pace, and I'm being able to set really consistent quick times, the mistakes are also starting to creep in, as you see here. So I'm now approaching the last lap, and my pace has fallen off a bit, and I'm down in 8th due to the crash and having to repair the damage. But the stint's gone relatively okay. I've only got 7 incident points, and I've done better on consistency than Photos did. There we go, white flag. This is it, last lap. I'll let you watch the last lap so you can get an idea on the circuit layout. God, it feels like I've been driving for an eternity. It's a bit odd. But it's now, the race is going to be over. I mean, it's only a 2-hour, it's not that bad. I've driven this long solo before. But still. This brings me back to my F1 Esports days. Where long races with intense concentration. It's a bit disappointing how this race has gone so far. Or how it's gone, not so far. This is the end. I feel like, you know, I made a couple of big mistakes and it's just cost us. But I was pretty consistent and quick at points. So I'm not too disappointed with my progress. I've only got 7x in this stint. Photos, of course, got 11x. So I'm not doing too bad. And to come across the line now, to finish the 2 hours of production endurance series done. Oh, there we go. Well, thank you for watching SSC's first race, actually. And it was okay. But we'd just like to thank our partners, Sim Racing TV, MG Livery Design for designing the liveries for the car, and to everyone who's just been in VC along the way. So thank you so much for watching, and remember to like and subscribe.